Hi, welcome. Today we're going to play through the cello part to Reys theme. This is titled From Force Awakens, Reys theme. This is arranged by Robert Longfield, music by John Williams. We're going to play through it here at the beginning of the video and then do the tutorial at the end in case you're coming back just to play through so you can easily find the beginning. Mr. Longfield has marked it at 100 for the quarter note, which is we'll play it around there, maybe a little faster. If you're learning the piece and you need to slow it down, use the settings in the YouTube player here. Hit that little gear button and you can slow it down to 0.75 or 0.5. And YouTube will actually keep it at pitch for that, so you can slow it down if you need to. I'm going to count the rests here in case you're maybe playing this in ensemble or another part's playing along with you. Here we go. All right, here we go. Let's talk about Reys theme and some of the important parts here to playing it. First of all, you might have noticed that I was trying to use as few open strings as possible. That's a better way, a more musical way to play it, but certainly not the only way you can play it. At the end here, I'll post another version of it where I will play everything in first position if that's the way you're playing it, so you can know what that sounds like. But if you need an extra challenge or you're playing up in upper position, shifting to fourth position, things like that, I would encourage you to do that because you can get a little bit better tone color, like at the beginning, for example, where it's marked piano with the pizzicatas. Playing it up here, you can vibrate the open A. But you don't have to. You just have to be proactive and make sure that when you pluck this A, that we don't hear this kind of whiny. All right, and then also down here. All right, and certainly here. You can make this open A very beautiful, all right, while you are plucking it, okay? All right, and then there's a little diminuendo at the end of measure 10. And when you come into the open D, just make sure it's marked piano. You want to breathe. And that's really important that you do the slurs for the crescendo to the mezzo forte. It starts piano here. Crescendo. Now I played this up a position here earlier. I like that. But you know, it's just 1/8 note of open A, so really, down here is fine. All right, and I'm playing it off the string there, but you don't have to play it off the string. It doesn't say off the string. Of course, it's marked staccato. See, I'm kind of letting my bow bounce and playing it short and light. So there's the bouncy, all right, the spiccato, what they call. But staccato, you can just do on the string if you need to. Again, if you need an extra challenge. But certainly, and you could even get even lighter if you need to really leave the bow on the string and play it nice and light. You might want to get to the upper half. So you're going down here. Just don't over accent that open A. Flows. That's nice and light. Then crescendo. And of course, I'd use a stop string there for that long dotted chord note A. But again, you don't have to. And speaking of challenges, you could take it as a challenge to play the most beautiful A there at measure 21 on your open A string. Because marked forte, right? Because you're coming from measure 19 where it's marked forte, and so it has to be forte there at 21. Right, and then there's a diminuendo. We're going into 25, coming for forte. And a great way to make the diminuendo, of course, make a diminuendo on up bow is difficult because all the weight is down here in our bow. We just want to slow the bow down and stay in here in the upper half. And of course, when I performed it before again, up here, which is a great way to play it, but up here, so you have to think about this beautiful tone. Crescendoing down to the frog, or all right. Now, measure 29, there's a key change. Remember, we're going from A minor to D minor here with the B flat. Anytime I have string crossings like this, first thing I do is turn on the metronome. And I already have it set slow. So Mr. Longfield has it marked at 100, which would be this. All right, which is our concert tempo, or maybe a little faster. I want to go down here all the way to 70, because there's a lot going on. I'm moving the bow horizontally, and I'm moving it vertically, all right, for almost every note, all right? That's the nature of string crossings. They're very beautiful when they're done correctly, which is why they give parts like this to cellos. But I'm going horizontally and vertically and trying to get this pitch, this note, out. So remember, on cello, we have this orbit where we are going around like this, okay? I'm gonna make a separate video about that. You can do a search for that. Cello bow path or cello orbit. Something like that you can search for, because this is really important to separate out, and this is important all the time in lots of different pieces, so make sure you look for that. But for right now, just up and out and back and in, right? Not straight up and down or straight out and in when we're changing strings on the cello. But I want to go slowly here. 29, it says Forte Legato, and I want to keep those parts when I'm practicing slow. That is so important. And I'm listening for every note. And notice you have a little different bowing there at 32, all right? Before that, the slurs are down and then up, just splitting the measure in half. But in 32, you have the quarter note, then followed by 2 slurred eighth notes. And so you have down, up, down. And that's challenging, all right? Make sure you're practicing slowly at first. Getting that open D, I had to practice it, all right, to make it sound decent here. You can see it gets really slurpy, really fast, okay? So slowly with the metronome. And speaking of these two measures, you want to practice 32 and 33 back to back and just make your own loop here with these, because starting in 33 and you're still forte, you're starting up bow, all right, and you're using lots of bow because it's forte, and you're having to start up bow here at the tip on the C string, thickest string, and get this note going. If you're doing vibrato, vibrato, remember, helps get the string going. And for sure, bar these fingers so you're not thinking about switching here, so you can really focus your energies over here on your right hand. And I would practice just starting this measure 33 with the bow. And that's how I would practice it. All right, we're going to keep going here. Going through there. I'm sorry, there was a diminuendo. Remember, to get the diminuendo on that bow, slow the bow down, stay in the upper half. And there's the tenutos marked there in 39. All right. Nice flexed wrist to get those tenutos out. And of course, you have an extension there at 39. I'll put a link down to the video about extensions. You can go watch that separately. And then we get into 41. Now, at the end, beautiful. You can play open A pits and still make it nice. If you're playing in fourth position using vibrato, this is nice too. All right. And then we get into 45, and actually when I performed it a second ago, I played it too loud. All right. It really is pianissimo. Or think of it as having 3 P's there, or 4. All right. Pianissimo. Okay, because it's the entire cello section playing with one solo violin over there in the violin section. And so you're going to want to get over the fingerboard, very light arm weight, roll the bow toward the scroll. All right, that's not the open D. Just like this, all right, and counting very carefully. And make sure when you practice that you do practice. I know it's just open D played quietly, right? But you want to practice using the bow, all right, and holding it out and being able to stagger the bow as you need to and make a beautiful tone, all right? So there's a lot actually going on in this open D. 1, 2, 3, 46, 47. Make sure you change differently. 48, and your stand partner. 49. All right, or try singing the melody to yourself while you play it. 46, da da da, 47, da da da, 48, da da dum, 49, da dum. And try to end on a down bow at the end for this beautiful ending. All right, that Mr. Longfield has put in this arrangement. Okay, I remember staggered bowing means changing differently on purpose than the people around you. So at the very least, make sure you're changing at different times than your stand partner, okay? And make sure also when you're sitting, you leave enough room to be able to do that, all right? All right, that's Reys' theme. Let me know what you think. I'd said at the end I would play through everything in first position. I'm going to put that in a separate video, and I'm going to put a link down in the description. You can find that there, along with the link to the video on extensions and also the video on bow path, all right? Thanks so much. Look for all in the descriptions, and hope to see you next time.